What up, my neighbors? Welcome back to, you know, I'm tired of saying what it's called. Murder Mystery Classic. Oh, and it's actually so ironic too, because I was thinking about this in school today, and I have a few topics lined up here. First and foremost, I guess I can say that I actually went to school today, though it's specially arranged because I'm deranged mentally, so I can't handle normal school, so it was adjusted a bit. And yeah, but nevertheless, I mean, okay, so I was an hour late or so, an hour and a half or something like that. So I was late, but nevertheless, I was there for 4.5 hours. And what I was doing was I was looking at some biology stuff, and I was that's pretty much all I did. I was looking at some biology, and like an introduction, and I also the majority of the time I spent reading this book I got, which was given to me by the teacher. Twas what's it called? The Curious Incident of the Dog in the Nighttime. By the way, I was gonna say this first. I'm gonna be going to sleep in half an hour, though which is what I would be saying if I had started recording this earlier. Instead, I was looking at something on the internet. I was looking at some stuff about this book I read today, The Curious Incident of the Dog in the Nighttime. Now, this book was very relatable, actually. Actually, it was just interesting. I barely had any complaints whilst reading it. Nope. You know, sometimes when I read, I just hate it so much. I didn't really hate it that much. This time reading it, I wouldn't really say I hated it at all. Sure, it was a bit taxing, because I think reading is like inherently more taxing than other more modern hobbies. But I don't know if that's true. People say that, you know, if the book is interesting enough, then you will have just as much fun doing that as, for instance, I don't know, whatever else you're doing. What am I doing? Well, I don't know. I'm watching Nintendo Caprice and play Ace Attorney. Though it's not super interesting, it is more interesting than reading, I'd say. I'm not sure about that, though. I'll just tell you this, I enjoyed reading it. I was like, yo, is this gonna become one of my favorite books or what? I mean, okay, so it was very relatable. Shockingly so. Not everything, but a lot of things in it were quite relatable. And I just kept reading. It was barely even painful. I mean, like, it wasn't... I mean, like I said, it was taxing, but it was very minor. It was mostly I just read it, and it felt good. See, I really told myself when I was sitting there, I was like, okay, you're not gonna be a fuck no more. Okay, don't pull out that phone, because sometimes I've done that, and I don't want to be like that, you know. I say I'm better than other people, so how can I say I'm better than other people if I'm going to be pulling out my phone there? That's just not disciplined. So I made sure that I did not pull out my phone. Like, the thing is, even if I wanted to a few times, I barely even had any internet access there for some reason. I don't know. My phone's internet connection was not good for some reason. It's like I wanted to Google some stuff here and there, but not much. So yeah, I just told myself, you know, don't look at that phone. So yeah, I mean, it was relatable, it was interesting, and the thing about the book is that it's actually kind of about a he calls it a murder mystery, because yeah, I don't want to spoil nothing. I don't need to. Oh god. Okay. The murderer is close by, isn't he? I don't think this guy's the murderer, is he? Nah. I just heard a sound. I should just I don't know, the likelihood that a murderer would be walking by, I don't know. We should just try to go looking for any suspicious individuals. Oh, and my eyes burned, by the way. I only had 4 hours of sleep last night, because I woke up at 4:45 a.m. Okay, let's not get... What? Let's not get sidetracked here, because I have some things I want to talk about, and I'm going to sleep in 15 minutes. Which means like 10 more minutes of recording. So let me just get through this real quick. So I read 64 pages in the book. Yeah. And that was all the reading we had to do for next week, I believe. If the current week is week number 36. Yeah, that's one thing I wanted to look up. What week it is, but my internet was not working. So I could not... my internet connection was not working. So I could not check which week it was. So I did that, and I did some biology stuff. I just read some stuff, and yeah, stuff like that. I mean, I can't. You could say that I learned some things from reading it, but who's to say that I won't forget it? And I didn't learn nearly enough to be able to take a test on it, because the problem is you read and then you pick up some things, but then the test is like a million other things. It's details. I don't have the details. How am I supposed to pick up the details? The details. The details. Which brings me into my next topic. Let's move on. I don't know. What else is there to say? I had to go in the bathroom like once an hour. It was very annoying. Next. So here's the oh god. Also, I was in the bathroom. At home, I was listening to Weezer for a while. Cringeworthy. Absolutely cringe-inducing. But anyway, so I think I was actually listening to El Scorcho for a little bit. Online Obsolete. That's him. Let's shoot this guy. And so the chorus is like, I'm a guy like you. It's annoyingly catchy. That sums up Weezer in general. It's annoyingly catchy. Like it's so basic, but it's catchy at the same time, so you can't stop listening. It's kind of annoying. Maybe I should just stop thinking about it so much.